Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, we're going to react to the game the NFL wants you to forget. Now, why? What happened in this game? Was it super violent? Were there loads of injuries? Was it just a really bad game of football? Did, fans run onto the field of play and kind of ruin plays and stuff? Like, what happened here? Quite eager to understand why exactly the NFL wants us to forget this, but by them wanting us to forget this, it's made this video be produced, which is now telling more fans about the game. So it's quite funny. It's having like the opposite effect. So yeah, it's going to be quite a fun video.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain, website, or online store, make it with Squarespace.
And it's getting ugly here in Cleveland.
The fans got to stop throwing crap. We just saw a guy get hit in the head and he's
Whoa,
down.
those glass bottles.
The fans have got to control themselves. People are getting hurt.
December 16th, 2001 marks a day that the
2001, this was quite recent.
NFL wants you to forget. It was a complete and utter
Whoa!
catastrophe. A day where NFL officiating was a total disaster and showed how scary and disgraceful an angry mass of sports fans can be. But first, let me take you back a few years to really put this into context.
What happened here?
Coming up next on Sports Center, artwork.
The Browns are indeed coming to Baltimore.
The Browns make a run for Baltimore, leaving no joy behind in Cleveland.
In 1995, Cleveland Browns owner Art Modell had become public enemy #1. After he decided to move the Browns to Baltimore after that season, to say that Browns fans were upset would be a massive understatement. The NFL was created in Canton, Ohio, which is now home to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's only an hour away from Cleveland. Taking away the Browns would be like if the MLB allowed the Yankees to be relocated. Fans begged and pleaded for the NFL to give their franchise back, and after 3 seasons without a football team, Cleveland got their wish. Only 1 season after they got them back, their former team had already won a Super Bowl. After their first 2 seasons ended in disappointing fashion, they had finally gained some momentum in 2001. Throughout the first 12 games, the Browns had fought to a respectable 6-6 record. Matched up at home versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, this was a must-win if the Browns wanted a shot at the playoffs.
So it was a super high-stakes game.
White lines up as the single setback.
With a minute left, the Browns down by 5. They need to score a touchdown. But more importantly, they have to get a first down now. It's 4th and 2. If they don't convert here, it's the ball game.
Okay.
And he did a tremendous job to hang on to the football. Gets the first down.
So things are going good, according to plan.
Don't even waste the play. Or maybe they're even calling a play.
And he spikes it. And the clock stops with 48 seconds remaining.
Okay, so things are going smooth, right, at this point?
If that was going to be one of those fake spikes.
I thought he was going to do that. It looked like.
Now, here's the dilemma. Jaguars coach Tom Coughlin is begging for an intentional grounding, which was true. You can't fake a spike and then spike it. This should be a penalty and a loss of down. The announcers are in agreement. This looks like this will be the call on the field. Even though it'll hurt the Browns, they still have a chance to win the game.
So this is what we've been told. That the replay officials on the previous play, the 4th down play, they tried to buzz the referees on the field, and they wanted the ref to take a look at where the ball was on the Quincy Morgan reception to review it.
Replay.
This doesn't look good.
Buzz prior to the snap. We'll be looking to see if the last pass was incomplete or complete.
That's the 4th down reception by Quincy Morgan.
Whoa, wait, that's not how replay works. Everybody knows that you are not allowed to replay something that happened 2 plays ago. That's one of the most basic rules of the entire replay system.
Oh, I see.
Time was now going by. There was no words from the refs. No one knew what was going on. Players were confused, coaches were confused. The fans obviously had no idea what was going on. But worst of all, the refs didn't know either.
Which I've never seen happen in this.
After review, the pass is incomplete. First down, Jacksonville.
Whoa, oh no.
So
Jacksonville has the ball now.
And what Butch Davis is saying right now is we ran another play.
Oh no.
And like I said, in the history of replay, Gus, once another play has been run, I have never seen them go back and say we're replaying another play.
Yeah.
This left everyone on the Browns sideline pissed, but there was a much bigger problem that had begun taking place. Following the game, one of the side referees came out and said, quote, "It was scary to the extent that we didn't know if we were going to get hit by bottles or if the fans were going to charge the field." Eric Westmoreland, a member of the Jaguars team, was quoted saying, "They are throwing bottles from behind our bench, so we migrated towards the 50-yard line." With the mob mentality, this crowd of angry fans was capable of anything. One thing was for sure, those refs weren't getting off this field very easy. With no signs of this crowd slowing down, and the players, coaches, and refs just trying to stay as far away as possible, with time still left on the clock, out of desperation.
Back in 2001, were they still serving beer in like glass bottles at games? Surely that had been banned way before, because a lot of these beer bottles look like they're made of glass. Now you can't even get a bottle. Now they give you beer in like a plastic cup.
This is what happened.
And now they're going to call
That
the
is the
game.
end of the game.
What?
Unbelievable.
No.
Now they call the game.
Well, that was
with
the right
48
call.
seconds to go.
Damn.
I think this has been just a fiasco by the referees
Oh
today.
man, the
The fans
refs.
have got to control themselves. People are getting hurt. It's ridiculous. You're only hurting yourself by throwing stuff on the field.
And the officials are pummeled
I mean, they're hurting the refs as well. I mean,
as they head into the locker room, and Butch Davis
They're
is
only hurting
speechless.
themselves.
He doesn't know what to say or what to do.
So now, here's the scenario. The refs, players, and coaches had all exited the field and were in their respective locker rooms, many of whom were scared of getting hurt, and at least now they could breathe a little. Oh wait, the league office just called. They are making the teams and the referee.
No, they have to come back out. Get out of here. I bet when the refs saw that message, they were like, fuck.
Go back on the field and finish the game. It had been 20 minutes, and now they're being forced to go back out there and have the Jags take a knee to officially
That's
end it.
hilarious.
A member of the Browns years later said, quote, "Guys were undressed. Butch had already talked to the team." The Jaguars player from earlier was also quoted saying, "This was a big uproar because the coaches were like, hey, they're still throwing bottles. We don't want the players to go back out there." The league
it's
didn't
risky.
care. Clearly. And here's another twist. Some fans believed that they all came back on the field because they were going to reverse the call. The head of Cleveland's Protective Services came out and said, when they restarted the game, I think that some fans believed that the referees reversed the decision as far as the play with the receiver. The fans thought that was a football decision. This wasn't the case. Both teams gathered 11 random players to go back out there just for this. This was a complete and utter embarrassment.
What a waste of time. That was why did the league make them do that? Like, I'm trying to think, what did they get out of that? What, an extra 2 seconds of football? Like, why?
From the referees, to the Browns fans in the stadium who threw beer bottles and other items, to the league office for forcing these players and refs to go back out there. And
Bizarre.
lastly, to the Browns owner, Al Lerner, and President Carmen Policy for making these comments.
As I said, I'm not criticizing our fans at all.
Why not?
Because I don't think it's appropriate today.
It wasn't pleasant. I wouldn't suggest anything like that, but it wasn't World War III. I don't see any terrible criticism that would be called for the fans. I think everybody controlled themselves, considering that they spent 60 minutes out in some pretty bad weather, getting bounced around pretty hard.
Depending upon how it's depicted,
Whoa!
people will understand. No one got hurt.
That bottle just bounced off that guy's head.
Something very weird happened, so fine, we didn't have the most stable people in the world sitting in the stands, and people reacted.
Wow, so interesting.
But it wasn't World War III.
The fans got to stop throwing crap. We just saw a guy get hit in the head and he's down, split his head wide open.
So I gotta ask you a question. Have you wanted to create a website to promote your work?
So as someone who is still learning about the game, still learning about American football, it feels like, just with the little information I've got, that Cleveland were robbed there. It seemed that they were robbed. Why they were robbed, I don't know, especially because they had video review to look back and, you know, see if they made the right decision. I don't know why the decision wasn't reversed. And then when they had to come back onto the field to just play that 1 or 2 seconds of extra football, that was just so unnecessary. Like, why? Why did they do that? Really, really interesting though. Like, great video. Someone please explain to me, like in simple terms, why they made them come out and do that last 2 seconds of the game. I just don't see what they got out of it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.